Welcome to the official YouTube channel of Eternia.com. I'm your host AJ, and today, in honor of the 40th anniversary of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Filmation cartoon that we are celebrating all month long, I will be doing a review, a reaction and review video of my personal favorite He-Man episode of all time, Evilseed. An episode that first aired in the United States on November 24th, 1983, and featured a mysterious villain on Eternia that calls himself, you guessed it, Evilseed. Why is it my favorite? Why do I think it's so good? Let's watch it together, and hopefully I will be able to convey why I think it's not only one of the best, but the best Masters of the Universe episodes of all time. So I have the episode all queued up here, and without further ado, it's time to watch Evilseed. So let's go.
And the Masters of the Universe.
So Evilseed is written by Barney Cohen and directed by Bob Arkwright. And I believe this is the only episode that Barney wrote out of all 130 episodes of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And he did such a good job with Evilseed, so I really wonder why. You know, he didn't come back.
Feel any better?
A little. Nice to know you have a weakness. Allergies are not a weakness. They're just allergies. Never been this bad, though.
So how great is this? Man-at-Arms is experiencing allergies. And while he's clearly had them before, and it's never been this bad, bam, right out of the gate, it starts with this brilliant writing, this brilliant foreshadowing. You know, the audience doesn't know it yet, but these opening lines are important, and they tease, you know, the horrors that will start to come.
Emergency, emergency, emergency.
That voice, that's the great voice of the Filmation founder himself, Lou Scheimer.
The dam of the ancients has burst, flooding on the fertile plain. Crops in peril. Farmers in great danger.
I'll go immediately.
I better stay here to guard the palace.
Come on, Cringer. Uh-oh.
Where are you two going?
I just remembered something I have to do.
You always have something to do when there's trouble.
Adam does. Adam does always have something to do when there's trouble. Isn't that the truth, Tila? What's up with that?
In here, Cringer.
Great place for a nap.
Later, pal.
You mean?
I mean, by the power of Grayskull!
You know, Adam has transformed into He-Man inside the palace like hundreds of times and still hasn't been caught. And I'm guessing Adam must have like his own private wing in the palace where he's never heard. All right, this is my favorite Cringer transformation into Battle Cat ever. I mean, he's holding that pillow. He's holding that pillow like it's going to deflect the power. It's so good.
It won't start, Rami.
Weeds. Where'd all this stuff come from?
I don't know, but there's no time to clean it out now. I better take the small track.
Those weeds. Where did those weeds come from? This is more terrific foreshadowing. You know, if you're watching this episode for the first time, you have no idea that this is extremely important or an extreme threat. You know, right now, the threat, the emergency is just all about fixing that dam.
Battle Cat, look there.
Help! Help!
Can you handle it, Cat?
No problem.
Look at He-Man bouncing on that Battle Cat like a boss. Battle Cat gets a moment to shine here, which is always nice.
Try a pile of small stones. Here goes. We'll try low power. It's working. Look. Okay, what next?
You know, Alan Oppenheimer's sense of urgency in his Man-at-Arms voice acting is just great here. You know, it's really a top-notch performance.
I'll just give it a whirl. Hey! Oh, of course, he's making a tornado to gather up the small rocks.
Hey, who needs the human tornado cyclone when you have He-Man? You know, it's just like Superman. Can he run as fast as the Flash? Who needs the Flash? We got Superman. Same thing here.
And you say this hooded man sold you the seeds only yesterday.
Yes, it was nearly sundown. A kind of plant, he said. Good for everything that grows. He said we should try some by the dam. But this morning, the vines were growing all over, spreading all across the dam, starting to destroy it.
So I remember first watching this as a kid, and this was the moment I became invested as a viewer. A mysterious cloaked stranger. You know, who was that stranger? You know, nothing could have pulled me away from that television at that time.
I feel the bony finger of Skeletor, don't you, Battle Cat?
So it's probably one of Skeletor's schemes, the work of Skeletor. You know, this is just a terrific misdirection in the script. As a kid, I had no idea there was another chess piece, you know, on the chessboard waiting to make his move. This is really smart writing.
Sorceress.
Waste no time, He-Man. Return to the palace.
That's where we're headed now. What's wrong?
Hurry! Waste no time.
You see how smart this is? Sorceress says, waste no time. Return to the palace. And when He-Man asks what's wrong, Sorceress doesn't say. You know, all she stresses is a matter of urgency, which leaves He-Man and the viewer in a state of suspense. You know, other episodes, 9 times out of 10, we're told what the threat is in advance of our protagonist getting there. You know, we're under attack by Skeletor, but not in this episode. This is above par writing. The audience is learning the same time as He-Man.
What in the name of Eternia is going on?
What in the name of Eternia is going on? You see, the audience doesn't know either.
What kind of magic is this?
What kind of magic, indeed.
Tila, hurry! I can't hold it much longer.
Oh, you have to, or the whole place will fall in.
They're pulling back.
You see, when He-Man was fighting back to stop the plants from toppling the palace, the plants went for He-Man's jugular. I mean, literally. You know, it went for He-Man's neck to choke him. And this, you can tell, this ain't your normal Filmation episode.
Are you all right?
Yes, but Tila, the king and queen.
Where is everybody? I sure don't like what's happening.
Neither do I.
See, again, Tila, the king, gone. You know, they didn't show the audience how or why what happened, you know, leaving us in the dark as much as He-Man just amps up the tension, you know, it just amps up the tension for the viewer.
To Castle Grayskull. What's the matter with this thing?
Yikes!
Did you see that? A jump scare in a He-Man episode. An actual jump scare. You know, as a kid, I flew off my seat, scared the crap out of me, and it really amplified the tension. that was already, established thus far. So it was like a holy crap moment. I couldn't believe it.
The vines are sapping my strength. Sorceress, hear me. We need help.
I'm losing them. The vines must be tightening. I must concentrate harder. I must bring them here.
See, Sorceress has to save He-Man from the vines. And even the great He-Man, this is what it's demonstrating. Even the great He-Man is outmatched here, demonstrating really a real sense of foreboding and doom.
Sorceress, you used the space portal to bring us here. Thanks.
You see Orko there? He doesn't look well.
I'll bet Skeletor's behind this.
How do you find out?
We'll ask him.
We can use the window of spirits to contact Skeletor.
They say Skeletor?
I like how Orko breaks the fourth wall here. I remember thinking the same thing as Orko. What? They're contacting Skeletor? What?
What manner of sorcery comes from Grayskull this day?
Suppose you start off by telling me what you've done with the plants. Then I'd like to know what you've done with Queen Marlena. Then...
Back up, muscle boy. I want to know what you've done to the plants.
Me?
Back up, muscle boy. Skeletor has some great lines in this episode.
Did you see that? The stuff's all over the place.
I can't get rid of them, Skeletor.
Keep trying.
Oh, no.
This is great. Once again, the audience is not ahead of He-Man. We all learn at the exact same moment that Snake Mountain is under peril too.
Skeletor, you're fading out. Wait a minute. Who are you?
I am Evilseed, master of the plant kingdom, and I am taking over.
The voice of Evilseed is just excellent. When I first read it was voiced by He-Man himself, John Irwin, I just couldn't believe it. That and when he voiced Granomir, it's just, what a range. But this Evilseed performance, just an A+ voice performance by John.
No!
Look, he's on top of the dam.
Now hear me, all of you. My plants and I have slept for years. Now we waken to claim Eternia.
Now just look at that Evilseed head. It creeped me out as a kid. It shouldn't work on paper, right? It shouldn't work with those artichoke-like layers looking like, something got up and ran off my dinner plate. But somehow with that voice and that look, it works, and it works extremely well. So good.
Behold my sturdy tree. Behold its strange fruit.
This dialogue is just great. You just repeat it out loud. Behold my sturdy tree. Behold its strange fruit. Just the usage of the word behold twice is fantastic. I mean, Evilseed can easily say, look at my sturdy tree, look at my strange fruit. But Evilseed instead uses like Old English here, and it's outstanding. And instead of saying, behold, here are your friends, Evilseed says, behold its strange fruit. And this all results, it all culminates in this plant villain coming across like very ancient, and definitely very threatening. It's so good.
Wait, Evilseed, don't go. Perhaps we can make a deal of some kind. Oh, he's gone. Who does that cabbage think he is?
Another great line from Skeletor. Alan Oppenheimer is just the best.
Oh, here comes the vines again. They won't stop. Skeletor, help me. Skeletor, help me, please. Skeletor.
Wow, that music as Evelyn is being pulled away, yelling for help. When I was a kid, I was freaking out, and it's still good.
Merman! Merman, your assistance is required on Snake Mountain, and I mean right now.
Attack here, Skeletor. Seaweed on man. Everything collapsing. Send help.
The script is so smart with Skeletor contacting Merman. You know, the scene didn't have to be there. It could have been excised, you know, it's just snipped. But with it there, it just reinforces the hopelessness and magnitude of this threat, you know, not just to Snake Mountain and Castle Grayskull, but all of Eternia. And it's really brilliant to have it in this. It's really worthwhile. And I guess other lesser writers would have excised it.
Skeletor, if there's a good bone in you, send help.
There isn't. Never has been. Never will be.
Again with the amazing Skeletor scene-stealing lines. This is just awesome.
The question is, how long can I hold out?
Even Skeletor can't defend himself for long.
Give up, He-Man. The days of man and magic are past. Give up while you can.
Evilseed doesn't just say the days of man have passed, but he says magic too, which is interesting.
Never. Not until I've sent you back where you belong.
Too bad. I have spared your Castle Grayskull long enough.
And this is jump scare number 2. Holy crap, I didn't see that coming as a kid. You know, the screen goes dark and quiet, and Evilseed, you know, leaves the screen, and the camera doesn't move off the screen. Then bam, you know, the vine with the teeth shoots out, and he then dodges it, and it wraps around Orko's head and neck, and this is some serious stuff here. And you see how that vine, you know, jumps out in that first person perspective like it was intended for 3D. And it talking about intentions, it was intended to, you know, to jolt, to scare the viewer. Think of that. Just think of that. To make this little kid watching at home flinch in fear, you know. Horror movies do exactly the same thing. And that's why this episode is just next level stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So good.
It's a plant not known anywhere on Eternia.
Then what is it?
I don't know even that.
Then we don't know how to stop it.
You know, being a plant not known on Eternia, it makes me wonder, where did Evilseed even come from, if not Eternia? You know, another world, another dimension. But alas, you know, as they say, not everything needs to be explained, right? The more mysterious, the more scary.
There must be some way I can take advantage of this situation.
I love this. You know, you have this parallel. You know, Skeletor's at Snake Mountain, and He-Man and Sorceress are at Castle Grayskull, and everyone's trying to figure out what to do. And that's like real world dread. You know, you get a real sense that Eternia is really in jeopardy.
Well, there's one simple thing we haven't tried. See what happens? Like most plants, it cannot grow when it is cold.
I guess on the surface, this is kind of obvious, right? Cold kills plants. But since these plants are alien in nature, you know, something never ever before seen on their planet, on Eternia, it makes sense to test it.
Then it must snow. And it must snow today.
Snow? Here on Eternia? And today? That's impossible.
Maybe not. Suppose we got a giant ice ball from the ice mountains and smashed it in the sky.
Hey, smashing a giant ice mountain ball in the sky will make snow? Yeah, why not? I go with it. You know, ski resorts, right? Manufacture snow so tourists can ski, you know, when Mother Nature isn't cooperating. So why not? This can work too.
Our powers are strongest right here.
All right, Grayskull it is. I'll get that ice.
Wait.
There is one more.
You know, I love.
Besides your power and mine, we may need the power of one other.
One other? There isn't one other. Unless you don't mean...
Yes, the powers of the 3 greatest forces in Eternia. He-Man's, mine, and Skeletor's.
Wait, I love that Sorcerer saves this little informational nugget, for last, that they're going to need Skeletor's power as well. And she seems real alarmed by it, you know. And also, if you need to ever verify with someone who's the three most powerful people on Eternia, you have this reference point right here. It's He-Man, it's the Sorceress, and Skeletor. So this is your go-to episode for that.
Don't you see, fool? He-Man is beaten. The man is beaten by the plants.
Well, we're not doing so hot ourselves.
We will play a waiting game. Let him beg, then we'll deal.
I love when Skeletor, he's at his most cunning, and he's definitely being, cunning here. And especially once he gets to Castle Grayskull.
Help! Skeletor!
Sorry, Trapjaw. I must think of myself, not you.
At least Skeletor is being honest about his selfishness.
But if Skeletor comes to Grayskull, then his powers will increase too.
Yes, he will be stronger than ever before.
So here's another reference point that I go back to whenever someone might contend that Skeletor can't use the power of Grayskull or shouldn't be able to use the power of Grayskull. And I just point to this, 1983 episode, because Skeletor's powers increase within Grayskull's walls too. It's not just He-Man and Sorceress. It's just like the old playset, right? The old Castle Grayskull playset, neutral ground that both heroes and villains are fighting to obtain. And they'll have the ultimate power if they do.
It is beginning.
To the Ice Mountains, and bring me back the moment this runs out.
Eternia, now witness the destruction of the dam begin.
I love Evilseed just doing these proclamations to Eternia, not really speaking to anyone specific, but in essence, just talking directly to the viewer at home, kind of like if you remember watching like those old wrestling shows, where Hulk Hogan is just talking to the screen. And this whole setup is smartly a race against time. He-Man has to make it snow just before the dam breaks. And it's such suspenseful writing, including all these, jump cuts back and forth. It just really, they really know how to build the tension with this episode.
The water will soon feed my plans.
So he is now at Ice Mountain, and when He-Man is finished...
We will bring him back at the last moment.
An interesting plan. But supposing we don't bring him back.
Oh no!
Wow, right? And that delivery of Alan Oppenheimer. But supposing we don't bring him back, smash, See, this isn't just a comical Skeletor here, but a cunning, deceitful, menacing, threatening Skeletor too. Right there, this episode, this is Skeletor at his best.
If my calculations are correct, that ice ball will be over Castle Grayskull in 60 seconds. Come on, Sorceress, do your stuff.
He-Man is not just a muscle boy, but he can make calculations too.
With the added power of Grayskull, my magic is as strong as yours. Admit defeat.
See, with the added power of Grayskull, Skeletor says his magic is as strong as the Sorceress. And I just love this aspect, it just harkens me back to the vintage toys.
Castle Grayskull is mine.
Then look behind you.
You take me for a fool.
Come on, Sorceress, do it. Open the portal.
Uh-oh, they're running out of time. It's going to be close.
Finally. Skeletor, hold still. How did it go with him?
Everything went fine.
Don't you get awfully tired of being a hero all the time?
Such a classic Skeletor line. And I love when He-Man cuts Skeletor free from those plants. He just lets him fall to the ground. And he makes that sound as he falls. Oh, it's great.
To the tower. There's not a moment to lose.
Don't you ever feel like doing something evil?
Don't you ever feel like doing something good?
Love it. Love it. You know, this has to be arguably the, or at least one of the best Skeletor written episodes of the season, of both seasons, of all 130 episodes. It's top notch here.
Skeletor, raise your Havoc staff. Now. It will be out of range soon.
I don't know.
If you don't, everything will be destroyed. Do it.
See, I love that. I love that. Even when Skeletor's facing the destruction of everything on Eternia, including Snake Mountain, Skeletor still struggles to find, you know, the will inside him to help He-Man and the people of Eternia. You know, he's just so wonderfully complex, you know, so wonderfully written in this episode.
Snow!
You know, Evilseed's look of shock here as the plants just wither away is just so perfect. And I'm telling you, this is a special episode. I believe Evilseed is the only episode out of all 130 episodes where the villain dies. Yes, he dies. We actually see his decrepit corpse. Just watch.
Why, it can't be. This is my season. This is my time. But I will be back. I will be back. There will be another season. Yes, yes, there will be another season.
And did you see that master stroke at the end? I'll replay it. The master stroke I'm referring to is when the freed heroes and villains, the King, Tila, Evil Lyn, they all glare down at the corpse of Evilseed with no music playing, no dialogue heard, just a creepy howling wind sound inserted solely to produce a creepy, hollow feeling as they're just looking down, you know, at that body. Check it out.
Yes, there will be another season.
Bravo. Bravo. You see why this is the best episode? Bravo.
We did it, Skeletor. All of us working together were able to stop Evilseed. Just think of all the other things we could do for humanity by joining forces.
Not a chance, muscle brain. I don't do things for humanity. I do them for me.
This is so He-Man, you know, trying to appeal to Skeletor. And Skeletor's response is so Skeletor. This is just all pitch perfect.
Wait, I will control Eternia all by myself.
Not as long as my friends and I are here to stop you.
Maybe not this time, but I'll be back. Count on it.
Well, you tried, He-Man. And there it is, Evilseed, you know, to me, the best He-Man episode ever created. It's expertly written, expertly acted, expertly designed, expertly edited, and scored. Oh, and the tone is just perfect with the impending dread, with just the right amount of humor sprinkled in. Ding, ding, ding. Not too much, not too little, you know, and it all culminates into a amazing childhood experience that I still adore to this day. So, well, that was fun. And I hope you had fun too during this review of the episode Evilseed from the Filmation He-Man and the Masters of the Universe 1983 series. Definitely a brand classic. Well, that's it. I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, all.